He's scunnered because it's never run right yet, but it will do. It will do. We'll just go and get injectors for it, because that's obviously just where it's sat about that long. You're just going to end up.
I've had enough of you.
Well, I'll just have the engine if you don't want it. Alright, so I'm just checking out the gold Astra, because obviously I bought it and then never did anything with it because I just had a rush of blood to the head. But there's no play in that anywhere. I think it's going to need fuel alignment, which means I'm going to have to free out that off in there. But I think it was pretty, because it's from the South England, it's well solid, like it's got new wishbones on it there. The struts look good. I have to get some decent gas shocks and springs onto it. It's all solid in the front wheel arches and everything. They're not playing any of the wheels from what I can tell, so that's good. I reckon the injectors out of an Astra might, a Mark IV Astra might fit them as well, if there was one that had appeared, but there wasn't. Ah, good. No playing that wheel either. It's going to need a set of discs on it. It's got, apart from the leaky oil at the engine, it's super dry, this car. Being a person from Scotland is used to his Vauxhalls just being very rusty. It's always nice to get one for doing the South England when it's all nice and fresh like this. Right, okay. Sills are also solid on it. Right. I've checked this wheel as well. There's no play in the back end of the drums there or anything either. Kind of, I don't know what's been going on here. It's got this silver paint on it, you know. The colour's pretty honking, this gold. Popular colour in the Mark III Astra. I don't know why. I was thinking about getting set up to paint. I was going to practice painting a motor. I'd try practicing on this, because it wouldn't really matter if I messed it up. It looks pretty. Well, when it's rock solid, actually, it's really good to dig out the springs and shocks it's lying about. That's right enough, he just went and planked that cover back on it. He was like, there's a bit of a smell of burning plastic off it, but it was all right. It looks like it's definitely needing a rocker cover. It looks like this has got a very similar coil pack to what's in the 8-valvers. Bit different. Because these have got this stupid big inlet manifold on it to reduce the power on them. You take this off, throw it away, gives it 20 horsepower or something crazy. But I think we're going to have to get a timing belt on it. But I mean, apart from that, get the aircon regassed. Nothing much to worry about, I don't believe. Aye, and get on with that just shortly. Yeah, okay, start. Oh, I need to do the heater matrix on the thing as well. Forgot about that. Quiet enough though, minted. Right, so now this is down here, and we know that it doesn't need anything really apart from pretty basic MOT stuff. Brakes, suspension, obviously a timing belt, service things. I'm going to move it out the road, then we'll get the red one up on the ramps. In fact, I'm going to use that to turn round, so I'll move this up here. Move this up here now. Aye. This thing's time has come. I need to take the airbag steering wheel out it to get into to change the ignition barrel. Oh dear. Hot wiring device. 2 wires to set the ignition switch up, and then think our idle control valve's a bit excitable. I think we're overheating as well. What do you reckon? Yes. I don't know how much water's in this actually. Okay. Steamy window. There's no mirrors in this at all. Better check that out. Strip the, shut up. We're now going to strip the heater matrix out the Astra and the steering wheel, a couple of other bits and pieces as well, and get it ready to be going on the road. As you may have noticed in the video when I got it, the previous owner helpfully advised that the heaters didn't work in it, just as I was leaving. And it needs a heater matrix, which requires taking out the centre console here, which is screws on either side and a couple down the middle. I'm nowhere near as familiar with interiors on these as I am with Cavaliers, so, and also with this having aircon, it might have some differences in the setup. I can see some sort of plastic shielding there at the side, which I'm not particularly familiar with. So we'll see. I'm hoping that it doesn't have a heater matrix that's specific to an aircon car, because that would be annoying, because there aren't many aircon Mark III Astras knocking about. Anybody got any ideas as to how the what you try to get it? Right, okay, that's this winter mode button, but it's getting this is needing to come right out. No, I need to come right out. I think we need to get this out. The place might be screws up the back of that somewhere. I don't reckon how the ashtray comes out. Kenzo might ken, he's mucked about with interiors and these loads. So I'm wanting to break things. That's the front half. How do you get the ashtray and that out these bloody things? The yellow thing came out it, no. That's it, to get the ashtray out, that's it. There's any more screws up the back, it get the thing right out. Where's that wee yellow thing went? Oh, it's in the ashtray. Because that's like no. I mean, there's still obviously there's still a screw on this side as well.
Aye, so right, obviously that. You need that screw and then.
Use that screwdriver. I'll take that screw. Just be. That should be it, I think. Yep. Unless there's. Then again, what else would be holding that? Oh wait, now it's just the heated seat buttons dragging on it. Aye, just the plugs for it. Right, okay. Up and away. How much minging this is in there? It's too bad actually. Aye, okay. Oh. Okay, that's totally different to the normal Astra. Okay, down at this side, passenger side, that is the matrix for air-conditioned Astra, which is totally different to the one that I've got. You can see it's been leaking out of it, but it's not obvious as to how there's no heat coming into the car at all. That doesn't make sense, unless the matrix is simply gunged up that much that it no longer operates. So I was working out how I get that out of there, because there's this plastic assembly here and I can't see screws that go into it anywhere. I can feel a screw there maybe at the side, so we somehow need to get into this matrix anyway. Oh, this is going to be a learning curve. I can see under here there's a selection of little 5.5mm screws which would take this plastic panel off the side, but it's kind of secured in. This one's overlapping it, so even if I take them out I still need to remove this, and I can only see 2 screws for it, so there must be other ones buried up the back of the carpet and the sound deadening. To try and get more access and see more of this, I think I might as well strip out this lower dash panel here and possibly the glove box as well. I can see the dash coming out this car, like, I'm not joking. Fun and games. Right, so here's where we are. Stripped a load of stuff out. There's the matrix there. It's got these plastic clamps on the end of the pipes, which sort of hold the pipes into the end of the matrix. I can't get into it. I don't understand how I'm not getting any heat through it, and obviously it's been leaking as well. But it looks to me like the dash has to come out it. There's no two ways about it, because this is all just, there's just no way to get into it. It's not the end of the world to take the dashboard out it, and I'm going as far as taking the steering wheel out it anyway, so it's probably what's going to have to happen, but I'm going to have to just do that in stages. I can't do this all right now, so I'm going to see if I can get the pipes at the end of the matrix there just now, just to see anyway. And I wouldn't mind, we'll run it up again and see what's happening if the pipes get hot, because it's weird how there's no heat coming through the car at all. That's strange. Okay, so we've been letting it idle and we've been getting a little bit of heat through it, which is weird, because when it came up the road, which was in like February to be fair, and it was a lot colder, we got no heat from the car at all. It was stone cold. Our matrix pipes here are getting hot, which would perhaps indicate that we've got a blocked or poorly matrix. He said that it was leaking water out it, Just trying to identify and see if we could see where this has been leaking from. Obviously I've got the clamps off that at the moment, and there's a bit of kind of chalky sort of residue on that there, but I'm just wondering, has the water leak been has it been mistaken for water coming in from the sunroof type sort of, or the top of the dash type thing? I don't know. Let's see what happens anyway. I've let it run for a good while and discovered that it's going to be super awkward and difficult to get cruise control to work on this engine. Couldn't get it to go into that. I could get it to go into this a lot easier. That's progress for you, eh? Kent's a better engine and all. Right. Aye, we've got it right up to temperature now. And if I stick my hand in there, I mean it's warm. It's not hot though, which would indicate to me that it probably needs flushed out rather than replaced. There is not water leaking out this either. It's not happening, which makes me think that he's maybe been mistaken about the water leaking from there. You know, because I don't know, it's got that chalky sort of stuff on it, but I don't know. Could leave this out and just run about and see what happens, I guess. Right, that's it for Wednesday night. Be back down tomorrow again to see, do a bit more work in the gold Astra, and a bit of work in the blue Cavalier, see how we get on. Maybe I'll look at the red Astra, see how that goes. Contemplating, can I fit cruise control to that bloody thing? That's the 1600 16 valve has had it. An alternative solution needs to be found. Alright, into the gold Astra, and I just managed to ping the airbag steering wheel off quite easily, which is good. Get it off. I mean to do that. You sit there. Now wait. Airbag cassette's hidden behind, it's held on behind this. Obviously you have to remove the cowling first, which we can do.
I've been qualified in for 10 of the best down at Elvington.
Yeah.
In Jaw in June.
Quality, man.
So I need to pull out the old Astra and get a fucking... I need to pull it out and see how much is lying on the ground. Roughly.
Right.
So I'm going to do the Elvington in the 23rd and the 24th.
10 of the best.
Yeah, best.
When's that?
24th of July.
Oh, good stuff, man.
So I need to get it filled in the garage and get it fired up, make sure it's got to go alright.
I've got power, aye, but I need to change the... How did I get that out of there? Screwdriver through the wee hole in there, you turn it to stage 2 and go up, and it springs out. Okay, so we've had a fair bit of mucking about in here, haven't we? We've established that the heater matrix probably just needs cleaned out, but with me disconnecting, reconnecting the transponder and doing a couple of things I shouldn't have, it's now immobilised itself completely and I cannot get it to run. I've mucked about with the wires, I've mucked about with all sorts of things. And I've also discovered that the car pass that's in here is not for the Astra engine X12XE. This book's out of Corsa. So I've got an Astra 1600 automatic that won't start, although it has got this snazzy Corsa B steering wheel in it with a new cover, and I've got a new disc to put on that as well, which I've lifted off another steering wheel. There it's there. Glue that on there, hit me in the face when the airbag goes off. So I've now got an immobilised Astra. Let's have a think about what we can do with this. Now I'm thinking at the moment I'm going back down to that scrapyard and I'm going to be getting that 2 litre Ecotech full setup with the air conditioning on it out that Cavalier CDX, and I reckon that would fit into this Astra and work well, because this Astra does have aircon, so the system should transfer over. That's what I'm thinking at the moment. Not entirely what I'd planned for the start with this car, but it's now I've broke it. I would probably have to go and get the car pass and muck about with Tech 2, because I think my Tech 2 does connect to this. I can't be bothered. That X16 XEL engine, I can't fit cruise control to easily, and I really don't like that fact at all. So I think, guys, we're going to go to the scrapyard, we're going to get that engine out, and we're going to have a look at it and see what we're going to do next. Because I think this is going 2 litre Ecotec manual. See you next time. Well, folks, I think it's had it. In terms of this engine setup anyway, it's going to have to go. We've got so many bits lying for one of these. I've got the full 5-stud setup and brakes off the Vectra. We've got a suspension. Obviously it's already got the top-notch interior in it, which is the main reason it got bought in the first place. We're going to have an engine with an aircon setup. To hell with it, you've done your last mile as a 1.6 automatic, Astra. We've got plans for you.